So as you'll see from the biographies, I'm Philip Parr, I'm a director of theatre, opera, festivals. I want to talk about projects that I've been working on, many of them with Audiences South, which have at their heart engagement through participation. I'm the artistic director of Parrabola. We're a theatre company who also make other kinds of community projects. And our mission is the empowerment of communities through participative cultural activity. Lots of long words, I'll decipher. At the heart of our work really is making community plays, working in a range of communities across the UK. And you're seeing some pictures from various projects behind me. Community plays were developed in the 1960s by the writer and director Angelico. They involved the creation of a piece of theatre by the people, of the people, for the people. We've heard that phrase before today. Working with a professional creative team. A community play tells the stories of a local community, uses performers from that community to tell them. But every community play is different because every community is different. It's the ultimate ownership of a piece. Our projects are pretty long-term. We'll often work within a community for around 18 months, including capacity building alongside script research and development. Communities choose to have a play for all sorts of reasons: celebration, cohesion, confidence building, regeneration. Our plays juxtapose historical and contemporary events, and the majority of our work, as you'll see, is site-specific. This is a picture of our closest project geographically to here, which came in 2007 as the result of an invitation from the African Women's Forum in Portsmouth to develop a year of events to commemorate the bicentenary of the beginning of the abolition of slavery. And ended up with a new piece of theatre in the Theatre Royal, which brought many new audience members new to that theatre into the building and made a substantial impact in building awareness. And you'll see a continuation here with our leading actor from that into a production of Pericles that we were invited to develop last year for the Gdańsk Shakespeare Festival in Poland. Drawing on our own working methods, we came up with a site-specific promenade community play version of Pericles in 5 languages. We worked in an area called Dolne Miasto, which is a very run-down, deprived area of inner-city Gdańsk. It's full of wonderful old derelict buildings, which gave us a great set of locations. This disused hospital garden, an old tram shed, various canal-side locations. It's a no-go area for the people of Gdańsk. On the opening evening that we were there, and we lived in the area, our production manager got hit over the head with an iron bar. But by drawing the audience into the space, they began to see that space differently. Since we've worked there, the tram shed's become a warehouse theatre venue. In addition to our core Parrabola creative team, we took to Gdańsk Polish actors and crew based in the UK, actors from Romania, young people from Liverpool, and we were able to work with people who live in Dolne Miasto, particularly in an old fire station, which is now a community centre called Remiza. That was a Romanian actress, Alina Sheban, with Shimon Horak, who lives in Remiza. He's a homeless young guy. And the whole experience of bringing that together is something, we're not responsible for what's happened to him since, but his life is better than it was. So at the beginning of this year, we made a smaller promenade piece in Sturchley in Birmingham. Again, similar sort of method, but changing, so we're working with 3 professional actors to tell the stories. It became a dialogue across generations, nan and granddaughter exploring the tension between Sturchley past and present. As well as making plays, we've programmed and managed the 2008 Bromley Arts Festival. We direct a thing called the World Arts Platform, which you probably should have seen rush past you a second ago. And we program and manage, in collaboration with Audiences South, 8 Foot Square, which is a community outreach program in Hastings. World Arts Platform and 8 Foot Square are funded by the Arts Council. Thank you. The parameters for Hastings are about reaching difficult-to-reach, unengaged communities, making creative work with them and bringing that to a new outdoor performing space at the Stade. That's the beach by the iconic Fisherman's Hut in Hastings, for those of you who know the town. We've called it 8 Foot Square because it draws on the physical footprint of the Fisherman's Huts. They were limited in space by geography and bureaucracy, and we're challenging local communities to respond creatively as the fishermen did. So everything happens on a stage or in a space that's 8 foot by 8 foot. We call that style of work art that you fall over. So we site it where people are, in housing estates, outside supermarkets, playgrounds where young people hang out. It's not engaging with the art that's the problem, it's engaging, full stop. Actually, we don't call it art you fall over, we call it something else, but I'm not going to say it. It's more direct, because when people fall over, it's what they normally say. It's slow work, but by being there, coming back for more, we slowly embed within those communities, and they're making work on these spaces, these 8 foot stages. They own that. The objective then is to lift those 8 foot spaces and take them down to the Stade, and to have those people come with them because they know that 8 foot, it belongs to them, and they take ownership of the Stade that way. And we'll be moving our work for the first time at Coastal Currents. later this year. 8 Foot Square comes out of the relationship that Parrabola and Audience South had, which is from my work on the Hog the Limelight scheme. You've heard a lot about that in other things. We were looking to refresh, to find other ways of getting at new audiences. So, Bootworks, the nice Bootworks picture, and not one that Emily showed, thank goodness. We presented The Good, the Bad and the Box in Village Fates, the idea being that everybody goes to the fete, but they don't necessarily go into the village hall. If they see art at the village fete, and you say, you could see this in the hall, perhaps there's a link there. And the one on the left as you look at it is Elvis McGonigal, Poet in the Pub, which we put on in villages that don't actually have village halls, but they might have an audience, and they all went to the pub. And he's now a favourite on the touring circuit. We ran a limerick competition in association with this. Next time I have to remind myself not to choose villages that don't rhyme with things. The Marrow, I have the high art picture of the Marrow project. We put it, as it says here, we put all our marrows in one basket. What a terrible line. This was about reviving an essentially moribund village fete in a village that promotes good work, that has a good rural touring village hall circuit, but he's a bit stuck. It's the same people, the same things. And through various collaborations and through taking the work out into other communities, we've seen bits of the community and bringing it back to the fete. We were looking to try and build the links across the community. Here we go. This is the field in Minstead. Leo's sneaked my second picture in already, but this is quite a good one. And I should point out that Leo sent me an email back saying, how did you get the cow back in the hatchback afterwards? But that's the field in which we scream Mamma Mia to 300 people. And this is what you have to do to prepare the venue. It's really nice to see senior arts managers who are prepared to roll up their sleeves and muck in or muck out.